This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for Friday, April 11th, 2025. I'm Marek Mazurek. After years of planning, Purdue University is finally getting shovels in the ground for the new Mitch Daniels School of Business building with a groundbreaking ceremony Friday afternoon. The 164,000 square foot building will become the second largest classroom facility on the West Lafayette campus and is expected to cost around $170 million.
The building is student-focused, so the whole concept was that we'll provide more space for student services, more classroom space, because we don't have enough right now. We'll also provide some services back to the rest of campus.
That's James Bullard, Dean of the Daniels School. Bullard told Inside Indiana Business ahead of the groundbreaking that student enrollment has more than doubled over the last few years, and some students are traveling across campus to take classes. The building is slated to open in 2027. Purdue first detailed plans on the new business school in September of 2022, which included doubling the size of the current Krannert building. In December, Purdue's Board of Trustees approved a plan that saw the business school go from 2 departments to 9. A property tax compromise and the Senate's budget bill consumed most of the headlines at the State House this week, but several other bills made it out of committee by Thursday's deadline. Here are some of the measures that could soon end up on Governor Mike Braun's desk. House Bill 1601 expands data center tax credits to other computing projects. Senate Bill 516 creates an Office of Entrepreneurship and Innovation and establishes certain IEDC provisions for land sales. Multiple bills passed by the legislature set up more stringent standards for companies owned by, quote, foreign adversaries, end quote, to set up shop in Indiana. House Bill 1461 increases the maximum rate for county wheel and vehicle excise taxes to fund roads and ups required county bonding abilities. House Bill 1006 sets up a prosecutor review board and gives funds to county prosecutors, but only if they are found to be compliant. The bill is a target at Democratic Marion County prosecutor Ryan Mears. And Senate Bill 518, requiring urban public schools to share funds with charter schools, had its language moved into the larger property tax bill. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
The physician-in-chief at Riley Hospital for Children at IU Health in Indianapolis has been named the inaugural Senior Associate Dean for Entrepreneurial Research and Commercialization at the Indiana University School of Medicine. D. Wade Clapp, chair of the school's pediatrics department, will also serve as a scientific lead for IU Lab, a planned state-of-the-art facility to help drive advancements in commercialization in biosciences. In his new role, Clapp will focus on accelerating the commercialization of IU schools of medicine discoveries by working with researchers and business partners. Evansville-based Old National Bank is working on a first-of-its-kind effort, the launch of an Indiana-based bank whose target customers are minorities and those underserved by traditional banks. The for-profit business would be called the Generations Community Bank. It'd be based in Indianapolis and would be open to all customers, but it's designed to serve the city's Black and Chin residents in particular. Old National is seeking minority depository institution status for Generations. This is a designation granted by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation for banks with at least 51% minority ownership or that serve a primarily minority community. Banks with MDI status have access to certain federal funding sources, training, and technical assistance that are not available to traditional banks. Only 151 MDI banks currently operate in the United States, and Generations would be the first in Indiana. The Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs has announced a total of $190,000 in planning grants for 3 Hoosier communities. The funding will be used to develop plans for long-term comprehensive development and the implementation of utility improvement projects. The towns receiving the grants are Centerville in Wayne County, Fowler in Benton County, and Elnora in Davies County. For more about the grants, head to InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Oliver Winery's CEO Pat Brown is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC. a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Marek Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.